My name's David Rock. I'm a hill farmer in the Gorganic Hills in Stirlingshire. We're on this hill farm with my wife Alison and my son James. We're on at the moment 720 breeding ewes and 50 odd suckler cows. 300 of the ewes are kept pure to the black-faced tup and about 400 are crossed with the blue-faced Leicester. There's 1100 acres of hill ground which is north facing, which is quite a big problem because the majority of the hill, the sun doesn't shine on it for about 3 months of the year and it's quite sore on the sheep. And we've got 200 acres of in-by ground, but again north facing and pretty cold in the winter time. The sun doesn't shine on it for 6 weeks.
Is the land deficient in any trace elements?
Definitely is, yes, definitely is deficient in quite a number of trace elements. Cobalt, selenium, iodine, probably the main ones.
How did that present itself in the flock?
Well, we always knew the whole area is deficient in cobalt, so we've always drenched, protected the lambs with cobalt. But about 7 years ago, we started noticing we were getting 2 or 3 more sheep than normal casting their lambs between scanning time and lambing time. And over about a 3-year period, that went from about 5 ewes to about 50. So obviously we had to do something about it. We've got an accredited flock, so we had to get all the aborted matter tested at the lab, and none of the main abortions were prevalent in the flock, so we had to do a wee bit of homework and try and find out what was causing these abortions. We narrowed it down to iodine deficiency. We found out that Animax had an iodine selenium bolus, so we did all the ewes that year at tupping time with the iodine selenium bolus, and the following year we only had 2 ewes cast their lambs between scanning time and lambing time. That's 4 years we've been using it now. The most we've ever had is about 5 ewes. Yeah, it's made a huge difference.
That's quite a result, isn't it?
Huge result, yes. Yeah, because at 50 ewes that cast their lambs that last year, we were talking about 70 lambs. That came to quite a bit of money, and it was quite painful lambing time, seeing all these ewes going to have a year out doing nothing.
Would you have expected to get that type of result from a product?
It was a huge relief. We weren't 100% sure that iodine deficiency was a problem. We were hoping it was, but yeah, it was a huge relief when end the lambing time and we only had these 2 ewes that had slucked their lambs.
When do you give the bolus to the ewes?
Pre-tupping, yeah, just about a week before tupping time. Put the tups out about the 16th of November, so we usually start about the 10th of November.
Do you find the boluses easy to administer?
Yeah, it is quite simple because we give them the iodine and selenium bolus plus a cobalt bolus and a copper bolus, and the 3 of them all go in the one gun. The 3 boluses go over the throat in one go, so yeah, it is quite handy.
And presumably you would do that at the same time that you're doing other stock work to cut down on the amount of time you need to handle the ewes.
Yeah, it's all done in one go. Yeah, we'll give them a fluke drench and give them an injection for sheep scab at the same time, so the whole lot's done in one go.
And from a cost point of view, do you feel that the bolus is an economic way of dealing with the deficiencies in your flock?
Yeah, probably is the best way. With 50 ewes cast their lambs, so that was a lot of money lost. So the price of the bolus more than covers the loss of lambs.